Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, today is a awesome video. I appreciate it. You hear what's going on in the background here? Can you hear that? Oh. No, I'm not doing my laundry. Haha. The kids are doing some rock tumbling. They're in the final stages. It's the polishing. And they have some really cool rocks in there. And if you guys haven't been following the channel, you guys got to jump back a little bit in some of the vlogs or something. But Ben and I have cut some rocks, and we've gone to the rock shop, Sunday Lake Rock Shop, a couple of times, and they like rocks and everything. So they're polishing up some of their rocks. I just come in here and make sure everything's okay. And it's a dreary, it's a yucky day in the PNW. It's winter time. And I like to say it's fall, but it's not. It's actually not fall. We're in December. Oh, my gosh, can you believe it? 2019, December 2019. Wow, the year just flew by. But hey, all 9,400 of you are getting kind of heavy right now, or 93 something, whatever it was. But I got to set you guys down. I'll show you what I have here. Well, and again, the thumbnail kind of gave it away, didn't it? Okay, so yes, really cool. So of course the thumbnail talks about what I got, and that was the Fender flares from Rough Country. Oh, well, first off, where to begin? I will begin by thanking one person, and that is Mike. Mike is the fellow that works over at Off-Road Warehouse, and you guys remember him. I mentioned him in the video when I did the suspension system on Old Trip out there. And Mike is a really solid guy. I mean, really helpful, especially for us Nissan fellows. There's not a lot of support out there for Nissan aftermarket, and Mike he's done great. I mean, I reach out to him within that day. If not the next day, I've got a response, I've got an answer. You can work line of communication about troubleshooting something. Really nice guy. So Mike, big shout out to you, brother. Thank you very much. The reason why I say that, guys, is because Mike, they didn't have the Rough Country fender flares. I was looking at fender flares because after putting the General Grabber ATXs on the truck, they have such an aggressive, a little bit of a sidewall, but a more aggressive cleat tread than what the original tires did. Just the regular all season type tires that came on the truck. It flings a lot of mud and dirt, and I live on a gravel road, and I drive a lot of gravel roads. And every time I'm turning or doing things, it's spraying stuff up the side of the truck onto the side windows, onto the side mirrors and everything. So I reached out to Mike about that, and he had two different products for me. One was Rough Country, and another one was a different company. And I says, man, I really like the look of the SEMA truck that I had gotten to see when I was at the Nissan gathering over in Utah. I really liked the look of that truck. I thought it was really cool. It was one of the top 5 things I like about the 2019, especially how they set that SEMA truck up. And I thought, man, it'd really be cool to kind of deck trip out a little bit like that. So he steered me onto Rough Country, and because they didn't have them, he gave me a contact at Rough Country and told me to reach out to them. And I reached out to Rough Country. I talked with a gentleman there, and it was great conversation. And Rough Country sent me out a set of fender flares for me for the truck. So big kudos to Rough Country, but it wouldn't have happened without my buddy Mike. So it was kind of nice to have Rough Country support me and CK Knife and Tool and everything and what I'm doing. So they're in perfect shape. The box was in good shape. All the items were in there. The bag with all the bolts and the nuts was actually marked by the person, the gal that inventoried them all. So it was really cool. So what I did is I took them out, and the first thing I knew I wanted to do is I wanted to powder coat them. I didn't want to, or powder coat them. I wanted to line them or paint them with something. I didn't want to just leave them that black plastic. I figured, yeah, they're kind of UV protected in a way, but after a few years they'll fade, and I definitely didn't want that. Also, I didn't want the scratches and such. That plastic, you get the scratches and everything on the black. I wanted to do something different, plus give it kind of that tough look. Again, going back to the SEMA truck. So what I did is I ended up going over to Wally World and picked up a bunch of cans. I picked up 4 cans of that spray bed liner, and I sprayed them all. And I originally went with the bolts. I wasn't going to leave the bolts silver. I originally started to paint them black. But painting them black looked good at the time, but when I started to try to install them on the fender, the paint immediately started to come off. So with that being said, I went ahead and opted, I put them all on the fenders, and then I rhino lined the whole thing, or did that bed liner coating on all of it. Now I went with that bed liner coating only because I've used it before, and I've got a couple of friends or people that I've talked with that have used it, and they love it. It's basically bulletproof. It is really easy to apply. You do a bunch of light coats, you know. I would do a coat, I'd wait 20 minutes or half hour. I would do another coat because it was pretty fast drying or fast setting. So every one of these fender flares ended up with 4 coats at least of this the spray bed liner. And then rhino lining or then Rough Country gives you this spool of rubber stripping, and you peel the red tape off and you apply it to the edge that touches the side of the truck. So this way when you put it on there, you don't have hard plastic rubbing against your truck. You have that rubber. So the fender flare goes into the rubber, it goes like this, and then when you apply it to your truck, it pushes pressure against the body of your truck as you're bolting them in. And so you don't have a lot of wiggle and anything like that. So really cool. They fit really well. I had no problems at all with getting them on the truck. Matter of fact, Ben did the last two while I was in here putting the little rubber strip on. I'd put the rubber strip, give it to him. He would install it. By the time he came back, I was almost done with the rubber stripping. That's how fast it went. So really easy going. They do tell you to make sure you go to the truck and make sure that the holes line up and everything fits properly before you paint them. So listen to their directions and that. But it worked out really well. I have no problems with it. And I would recommend that spray lining too. It worked out really good. The fenders, they fit really nice and tight to the body of the truck. Of course, there's maybe a little bit of a 1/16 of a gap once in a blue moon here and there where there's an indent to the molding of the sheet metal, but I have to say Rough Country did a pretty darn good job with putting these all together and getting them all set up. So kudos to Rough Country on that one. I like the look. I like the style. I will give you guys better pictures of the whole truck later on. I couldn't do it because I did something else the following day on trip. That's another video, so I can't show you all of trip and what it looks like, so be patient. You'll see that in the next video coming up after this one. But really, really pleased with it. So again, thank you Rough Country for the sponsorship, for sending me those out. That was great. And the conversation. And thanks again to Mike. I really like it, and I really like these things, and I'm glad that you steered me onto Rough Country and made the introductions. So thank you again, sir. But yeah, you all, oh yeah, and here, this was the bag of stuff if I didn't have any B-roll footage. This is all that's left on it. You'll have to jump online, if anything, contact Rough Country, but this was the bolt-on fender flares, Nissan Titan 2017 and on. The directions were okay. They're pretty easy going, nothing, you know, but basically the whole build is, the whole, you know, add-on is pretty self-explanatory anyway, so no big deal there. But anyhow, gang, thank you very much. Only time will tell how well they last, but I think they'll last pretty good because it's a pretty popular product, and there's a lot of vehicles out there with them, so I have confidence in them. So, guys, you take it easy. Have a good one. Thank you all very much for all the support. We're coming up on 2019, and I'm around 9,400 subs, something like that, just a little under that, I think. So, you guys take it easy. Have a good one. Thank you for all the love. We'll see you later. Bye.